Riverside FM. This is Doyle. You're listening to Spirit Talk Show, Bedtime Stories for Grown-Ups. Thank you for listening. We are continuing to meet some really cool people in our community, listen to their cool stories, and read some plays with them, some poems with them, and do some acting, and just get to know the people that they are, because it's stories that brings us together, and that's what we're trying to do here on Spirit Talk Show. But tonight on Spirit Talk Show, we step behind the camera into the creative mind of Sacramento filmmaker, actor, and storyteller, Sean Kilcoyne. Sean's one... Recording again for editing. Sean's... Okay, maybe I won't edit this. The Irishman, I can't say the word Sean.
Sean.
By the way, at the chorus, they were trying to decide how to pronounce the word potato one day, and you know how many people looked at me like I was the expert in how to pronounce potato? Because I'm Irish, racist. Okay. Sean's world is one layered imagination and hometown passion. From his Access Sacramento roots to his festival-bound short, Regional Treasures Digging for Freedom, he's a man who doesn't just play roles, he creates them, building entire universes where comedy, heart, and human truth intersect. Whether he's wearing a hat of a director, stepping into a new character, or hosting his delightful oddball Chowder Heart and you said it's Family, right? Mm-hmm. And hosting his delightful Chowder Heart and Family TV, Sean reminds us that storytelling isn't just performance. It's connection, transformation, and a little bit of rebellion. So settle in, dim the lights. I don't know why you're dimming the lights. And join us for an evening with true creative force of the Sacramento film scene, Sean Kilcoyne. Because tonight, we're not just watching the story unfold, we're stepping into it. Are you the true creative force behind the Sacramento film scene?
Yes, I'm the one. I'm the one. You finally found it.
That's
finally
it.
Found me.
You
yeah.
are. That's it.
Yeah.
Wow. He's found. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Check.
Okay. So just to, so I'm looking at your name and pronouncing it the Irish way.
Sure.
It would be Sean Kilcoyne.
That's correct.
That's
yeah,
right.
The best person. It's the best anybody's ever pronounced it.
Well, what's funny is there's a river in the town that I grew up in, like in Ireland. It's not called the Coin. It's called the Boyne, but it's so I know how that's pronounced. It's spelled exactly the same except a B instead of a C. So, well, Sean, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Your family is from Ireland?
Yes, but I've never been there. I guess we came over several generations ago.
Okay.
And then I think they went to the East Coast in Pennsylvania and stuff like that. So
a typical story, an Irish person comes over 7 generations ago?
No. 4 probably.
Okay, 4. Okay, so we're talking like in the 1900s.
Great-grandparents.
Great-grandparents. Okay, yeah. Oh, cool. Wait, is great-grandparents 4 generations? Parents?
So is that?
Isn't that
but
3?
Including me.
Oh, including you. But are you
That's what I was
me?
thinking.
You include you as a generation?
Well, yeah, I'm a generation too.
I guess, yeah, you've lived for 35 years, so at least.
More than that, yeah. Thanks.
So, what I'd like to do is, because we do these questions in interviews, but you're an actor and you like doing stuff, so I'd really like to do some fun, like, plays with you and skits and stuff like that, where we, I couldn't hear myself, where we'll read, like AI-generated prompts, like based on yourself, but let's talk about your movie first. Let's talk about that. So where can people see it?
You can't really see it online yet, but there are a few festivals coming up. So there'll be a festival circuit in Northern California. And so the next one will be November 2nd at the Davis Film Festival.
Okay, yeah. Good.
In Davis, California. And then we'll try to figure out where we're going to put it, whether or not it's going to be online or whatever. And the interesting thing you learn when you make short films is there's not really a whole market for them, you know?
Well, yeah,
so,
not really.
So it's just kind of like a calling card in a sense, like, hey, this is what we can do. You know, this is some fun we had. But I'm trying to, I wouldn't say capitalize off that, but just kind of make it last as long as possible, you know, put it in festivals and not put it just online where it gets viewed by, you know, 39 people or something.
So, I did this too a few years ago. The place called Sacramento. What did you find? Like, what was the most surprising and challenging part of making a short?
Organizing the people, I think. So I was the producer, and my daughter and I actually wrote it by like kind of just over time. We kept throwing ideas back and forth.
I think I saw a Chowder Heart episode or something where you guys were picking out things. Was that for your script?
Yeah, that was for the script, and that's how we basically decided that, hey, let's join this program. Let's just go with the flow and see what happens, And so it was a great creative exercise, and the first time I've really stuck it out to that way. So if you watch the movie, there's all these the random things. They go to the farmer's market and they go to other places, and those are actually pulled out of the hat originally. And so I kind of like it that way because I have less control. I kind of have to follow what the universe is giving me, right?
Yeah.
Like I have less control over it, and just the characters flow a little bit better because I didn't choose them, and I'm not necessarily like attached to them. Although that's not true, because I know. So our first prompt I think we got was Grandpa, right? And so I automatically saw myself as like, okay, I guess I'm playing the Grandpa, which it's not too far of a stretch because I'm old enough to be a grandpa. And then when I had this other actor who played the little girl, she's young enough that I can like put my mind in that place where she's my granddaughter, So
on your Facebook, it looks like you have a grandson, or is that who's that kid on Facebook?
No, I don't have any grandchildren. I have two children. Yeah, 25 and 13. And my daughter and my son were both in this movie, but my daughter directed it.
So, but on your Facebook page, there's a little boy, and then it said 12 years later, and he looks like he's about 13.
Yeah. So my son's 13.
Oh, so that's your son?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. You have a son. You have a son who's 13. So you had kids late like me, because I had my son Finn like when I was 39. So.
Yeah, well, my children are 12 years apart,
yeah.
Right? And so I had some time in between to become a different person. So I feel like my children kind of got different fathers from, because I was a wreck when I was 23 when my daughter was born. And I was even more of a wreck when I was 35 when my son was born. So,
yeah. So, I had my son Finn at 39. So this is what you're going to look like when they're old. So.
Yeah, you're looking good. You actually have less gray than me, so.
Well, I think it's from all the, I don't know. I don't know.
Hair color?
I don't even know. Hair color is just from, like, I'm just getting good, I guess. So what we do is we have these stories, and the first thing we like to do, just to get into the mood, is we have a tribute story. We researched you. We looked up on you online. We had AI look up things about you that are secret.
Oh, wow.
No, there's nothing too bad. And there's, looked up your films, and there's like Chowder Heart, which, by the way, you have a TV show named Chowder Heart and Friends, right?
Chowder Heart and Family now.
And Family.
Yeah, because friends come and go, but family, that's the most important thing. The most important people I want to work with is my family, because they're diehard, stick with you through the end.
So the premise of because I've watched a few episodes of Chowder, which, by the way, you guys can see on Access Sacramento. It's on demand. If you look, click on the watch icon. Access Sacramento is the Access TV station, the public access TV station in Sacramento, California. So the premise is, it seems like you're just talking about different thing, and it's just meeting fun people, and then there's skits.
Sketches, and then music is actually the big part of it. So Chowder Heart is my musical name, and that comes from I actually am a massage therapist by trade, so that's what I do for money. Give me a call. But somebody came into my studio once, and I was heating up a hot stones in the crock pot, and he said, "Hey, what you got in the pot there, chowder?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, I don't have chowder here in my massage studio." But and he was like, "Well, you should call your business Chowder Heart Massage." I'm like, no. But I went to the open mic that night, and I was so impressed with that name that I used the name Chowder Heart at the open mic. And it just stuck. It was just kind of self-deprecating humor,
Okay.
So anyways, it became this thing that was unstoppable for the most part that I just kind of stuck with. And so now it's my brand, Chowder Heart and Family. Yeah.
Okay, so would you like to read your tribute story or have it read to you? we're definitely going to do a lot of reading tonight. Would you like it to be read to you, or would you like to read it?
Let's read it to me, because I don't.
Okay.
I think it's kind of strange me reading about myself.
Well, you can look at it here. So this is your tribute story, and Howie's going. The velvet voice of Howie is going to read it to you. Okay, and here we go.
The man who built worlds from small rooms. In a quiet Sacramento studio, long after most lights have gone dark, a man stands alone, staring at the red glow of a camera. The space smells faintly of sawdust and paint, a makeshift world built for a few hours of make-believe. But for Sean Kilcoyne, it isn't pretend. It's purpose. He's been called many things: actor, writer, director, producer. Yet none of those titles really captures what he does. Sean doesn't just make films. He builds tiny worlds where laughter, heartbreak, and hope coexist. In his universe, a microphone becomes a doorway. A green screen becomes a sky. And ordinary people become something extraordinary, even if only for a scene. Sacramento's film scene can be scrappy, but Sean thrives in that. He knows that magic doesn't come from $1 million budgets. It comes from heart.
Be nice to have it occasionally, though. But okay.
It comes from the courage to believe a story matters, even when the only audience at first is a handful of friends and an old camera that sometimes sticks. From Chowder Heart and Friends to regional treasures digging for freedom, Sean has made his mark not through spectacle, but through sincerity. He brings humor where others would fade to black. He brings compassion to characters the world might otherwise ignore. And in every project, he slips in something quiet and powerful. A reminder that art is a mirror, not a mask. Maybe that's why people gravitate toward him. There's something unguarded in his presence, a spark of curiosity mixed with that gentle defiance all true artists share. He's not chasing fame. He's chasing truth. And the truth, as Sean Kilcoyne shows us, doesn't always live in Hollywood. Sometimes it's right here, in Sacramento, where a man with a dream, a camera, and a contagious laugh keeps reminding us that storytelling still matters. Because when Sean steps into a scene, he's not just acting. He's reminding us that the human heart is still the best story ever told.
Wow, that was cool.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was amazing. You did me very well. Thank you so much.
Did he capture you? Do you think it captured the essence of who you are?
Oh my gosh, that and then some. Heart. Yeah. Once it goes back to the human heart, that's what my brand is Mystic Heart Media.
Yeah.
So trying to do things that are from the heart. See love, be love is our motto.
Yeah.
So. As that comes from me just studying mysticism and always having the heart of Christ in a sense, but also like the wanting to know what love is and wanting to know what truth is and all those things, that make me who I am. So,
well, that's nice. I'm glad I'll share this file with you, by the way. So
yeah, it was nice.
That's cool.
I might even use it in my show if I can.
I will share it with you. I like the part because it's funny. As Sean knows, truth doesn't always live in Hollywood. Did anybody think truth lived in Hollywood? Right? Sometimes it's right here in Sacramento. It is, but I don't think anybody would have believed that there was a lot of truth in Hollywood. So
I think some people are that naive because that's where we get our stories, right? That's where we get all the media and the programming, right? So I feel like there is more layers to it. Like we have this idea of programming, right? Like they've been programming us to believe certain ways. They've been programming us to believe in romantic love as our savior and those type of things, you know. And that's what they've called truth. But then, after some heartaches and, some self-introspective time, you realize that there are more things better than just romantic love, Yeah.
Well, I think there is truth there for sure. But I was being flippant, of course. But,
yeah.
It doesn't seem like the place. If I think a place of truth, I wouldn't think like Hollywood, California.
No. Where would you think of? You think Tibet?
A place of truth? Yeah. Probably Tibet or somewhere in like Japan where they seem to have figured out how to do life in a way that doesn't hurt people. That's about community and stuff like that. So, okay, so I have this script. Remember that thing you asked me to do, and then you flaked on me and never had me come do it?
Yeah.
That scene. So I wrote a play about that.
Okay,
right?
okay.
So I'm like, don't give away the joke yet, because it's a joke.
Okay.
There's a joke, and it's called, I wrote a poem for you too, but it's called 39 Beans, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and so there's 3 parts in this. There's Paddy, middle-aged Irish cook, proud of his soup and methods. I think that's supposed to be an Irish accent, so I probably should be that one.
Okay.
There's Ben, a visiting friend, curious and skeptical. So do you want to do that, or do you want to be Paddy's neighbor, witty? No, I think it should be Ben, because I think Ben has more parts. Well, let's have
Of course, I'm the girl again.
Okay. Yeah, you are. Okay. Okay. Well, do you want to be Ben or Maeve?
Paddy's neighbor, a quick tongue, always dropping by uninvited. That definitely sounds like me.
Okay. So you're going to be Ben then, okay?
I'll be Ben.
Okay, so you're Ben. Okay, so we're going to do the script. Okay, so go ahead, Ben.
Smells amazing. What is it today?
Bean soup, the finest in County Clare, maybe all of Ireland, if I say so myself.
Only if you don't burn it this time, Paddy.
Ah, hush, Maeve. You still owe me a bowl of the last winter when you borrowed half the pot.
So what's the secret this time?
239 beans.
Oh, not this again. Tell him the story, Paddy, before he starts counting them one by one.
Wait. You actually counted them?
Of course I did. You don't just fling in beans like confetti. There's an art to the craft.
Or an obsession. Hard to tell with him.
But why 239? Why not say 240?
Ah, no. That'd be a disaster.
Disaster.
Brace yourself, Ben. He's about to turn this into a legend.
One more bean. The balance tips. The air changes. The piece is broken.
You're joking.
No, he's not. And I was here the day he tested the theory. The window's fogged up for a week.
Ah, one more bean, and the whole thing turns into 240.
Wait. 240? 240?
And that, my friends, is why he keeps the kitchen door open in the winter.
Exactly. Always stop before the wind changes direction.
So your recipe's a gas, then.
Oh, if you can't count. Bubbling and I think that's it.
Okay.
I think that's it. Okay. And by the way, I'm allowed to. I wrote one based on I wrote a play based on your movie too, right?
Okay.
So just those people are listening. I'm allowed to do the Irish accent because I'm actually from Ireland, so I'm not like making fun of them. Okay, so.
So this is inspired by regional treasures, digging for freedom. Awesome. So these are new characters.
So
Different.
basically, it took the description of your movie that I found in a few places,
Okay.
and it's rewriting based on how your movie was described in the blurb. So
okay.
probably won't get the essence of the movie. I'll probably get the idea, and it looks like AI got stuck at one of them being Irish here.
Seamus Roy.
Irish transplant living in Sacramento, dreamer, full of wild optimism. But do you do an Irish accent?
I can try to do an Irish accent.
Mr. Foster, weary history teacher, constantly dragged into Seamus's schemes, and Lila, Foster's inquisitive student journalist, tagging along for an article on local eccentrics. So which one do you want to do? Do you want to do Seamus Roy?
Sure, I'll do Seamus Roy.
You want Mr. Foster? You want
I'll do Lila.
Lila? Oh, yeah, you will.
Just so you know, most of my Irish accent comes from watching Darby O'Gill The Little People.
Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
Yeah. So I've watched it many times.
Well, whenever I'm telling people they want to know different accents in Ireland, I say, there's Darby O'Gill and the Little People, and you go up to Northern Ireland, it's a lot more harsh of an accent now.
Okay.
But everybody thinks of the Darby O'Gill and the Little Frosted Lucky Charms.
Well, that's from the south, and that's where my people are from.
From the south?
Yeah.
Like Cork or
Cork and Mayo.
My family's from Mayo.
Well, that's what I said. I think I told you a long time ago that we actually may be distantly related because
look at you.
Kilcoyne is actually supposedly a derivative of Doyle. That somehow changed to coin, somehow changed to coil or something.
Yeah, well, probably in Ellis Island, some immigration officer could care about what the person was saying, and he probably said some person. I know a family whose name to this day is Baron of Death because the person introduced them on Ellis Island as "I'm the Baron of Death," and that's their last name to this day.
Baron of Death.
Baron of Death. So they put down that as their last name. Okay, so who's Foster again? I'm Foster.
Okay,
and you're now is
Seamus.
Foster's not going to have restricted. Early morning rain, rattle of a pickup starting. I can't believe I'm doing this again. It's Sunday morning, Seamus. People rest on Sundays.
I'm calling this piece "The Man Who Wouldn't Rest." Has a nice ring to it.
Aye, and that's why we'll make history today. While others nap, we'll dig for destiny. The clue says, "Where the river kisses the sky."
That's not a clue. That's a Hallmark card.
Or a Taylor Swift lyric.
Ye muck. I've never heard that, by the way.
Ye muck, yeah.
Ye muck. For the 49ers didn't leave GPS pins. They spoke in poetry. You must feel it in your bones.
Truck door slams. River ambience rises. Okay, we're back at the American River. You dragged me here yesterday.
Exactly. Perseverance is the mother of discovery.
And the enemy of sleep.
Hand me the shovel before he starts quoting Columbus again. Shovel it.
Now, progress begins where people least expect it.
That's also what every person says right before getting arrested.
Clang.
There. You hear that? The ring of destiny.
It's probably a pipe.
Or an old soda can.
Would you look at that? A lunchbox.
Property of Sacramento Unified School District, 1976.
Ooh, vintage.
Still
Practically
a relic.
museum-grade rust.
But like I said, still a relic. Wait till you see what's inside. There's a note.
It says, freedom isn't found in gold. It's found in where you dig. What?
Now that is wisdom.
Is it?
Or litter. Depends on how you frame it.
Well, maybe. Or maybe...
Clink, clink. Oh, what's that?
In 1989, in 1849 gold coin.
That's easy for you to say.
No way. Did we just find treasure under a lunchbox?
You've got to be kidding me.
I told you, believe first, doubt later.
That's going in the headline.
Next Sunday, I'm bringing coffee instead of a shovel.
As long as it's strong enough to melt a spoon, you're on.
Some chase gold, some chase meaning, and sometimes if you're foolish enough, you find both buried in the same dirt. Why did it give me a part in the end of that? It specifically called it Doyle's voiceover. I thought, in a world. You know, those kind of, 80s.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
It makes good for a trailer.
So what did you think of that?
Wild. I do want to do a sequel.
Yeah.
Here in Sacramento. So the regional treasures thing was about like just all the crazy people in Sacramento. Like they are the regional treasures, you know.
Yeah.
So you can really have anybody do like the next regional treasures movie. And I'm not necessarily sold on like the Ground Poor White character was fun, but I obviously didn't win the Best Actor award or anything.
Well, you know, I find when I did it my year, my movie got the most laughs, the most cheers, the most gasps, but people don't like comedies. And it's not that your movie was a comedy, but there was funny aspects to it. Like the taxi driver was obviously supposed to be funny. And by the way, the product placement, like, why is the taxi driver bringing you burgers?
Well, because he didn't deliver it from his last DoorDash or something, you know.
Okay,
like,
yeah. But did they actually give you money to put it in the movie?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And then they went out of business. How does
Are
that
they out
make
of
you feel?
business?
Yeah.
When?
That was like their last act of charity, I think. Yeah, they went out of business shortly after that. So I was just like...
I haven't been in a long time. We're talking about the Burger Patch in Midtown. They're totally out of business.
Totally out of business, unfortunately. But they were... I just want to, if I have a chance to just say thank you to them again, even though they're not really, around anymore. They were very supportive of our vision, of like being inclusive, and having having drag queens in our stories, and having it was a very awesome thing because we asked so many local businesses, hey, do you want to be a part of this? And crickets, but we finally got one.
Yeah.
And like I said, they went out of business like a month later, which was kind of bittersweet because I'm just like,
you wanted to support them and show them the cool thing they did, but
no, because I have 30 seconds I could have used for something else in the movie.
Oh yeah,
just kidding. No, but yeah, for sure, I did definitely. They've been a awesome supporter as far as vegan food in Sacramento. There's not a whole lot of vegan, and this was a vegan fast food place.
Yeah.
So I think it was a great idea, and I ate there quite a bit. But it's a hard economy.
Are you vegan?
I'm not vegan, but I used to be.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of just stuck in me that vegan's always better.
Yeah.
It's like vegan is, if I can eat vegan and it's good, then I'll definitely do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, have you checked the recording? It still is actually recording, right? It's scary not to be able to see it because usually I can see it. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
So we have this one. This is one of your prompts that you
Yeah.
wrote. The voice in the vending machine.
Yep.
And to read what your prompt, well, I should check my email. Ooh, gosh, how do I check my email?
I sent it to you Messenger or something.
Well, I sent it to myself by email. Here, there's Sean's story. So you want to read your prompt here, number 4?
Every night a vending machine.
Sorry.
Every night a vending machine in an office starts talking to a janitor, offering him advice. It slowly becomes too accurate.
Okay. So the characters we have is Martin, a middle-aged janitor, grounded, tired, a bit lonely. Rita, the night security guard, sharp, skeptical, and secretly superstitious. The voice comes from the vending machine, calm, knowing, and unsettlingly personal.
Personal.
So who wants to be, okay. Which one would you like to be?
I'd like to be Rita.
Rita, okay. I'd like to be the voice.
Okay, I'll be Martin then.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go. Okay, Martin, go.
Another night, another hallway of candy wrappers. You'd think adults could aim for a trash can.
Don't knock it, Marty. These candy wrappers are job security.
Yeah, well, if this place gets any emptier, I'll start talking to the mop.
You already do, Martin.
Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Don't play dumb, Rita. You heard me too.
Who's there? Who's got access to the PA?
The sound's coming from... No way. The vending machine?
Correct. Row C, bottom shelf. That's me.
You gotta be kidding.
Look, if this is some new security system, it's creepy as hell.
I'm not a system. I'm a listener. You both talk more than you think, especially when you're alone.
All right, Mr. Vending Machine. What do you want to talk about then?
You, Rita. About your daughter's college applications. The ones you haven't mailed.
How do you know about them?
Hey, now, that's enough. Don't mess with people's private.
And you, Martin. The pain in your shoulder isn't from mopping. It's from the fall. You should have seen the doctor in March.
Okay, that's it. I'm unplugging this thing.
If you do, you'll miss what happens next.
What happens next?
Fire alarms. 4 minutes, West Wing. Are we in the White House?
Oh, come on.
What the? How did you?
I listen. I predict. I help.
You're not helping. You're spying.
Martin, don't. It might be connected to the building system.
I don't care if that's the NSA. You're done talking.
If you unplug me, Martin, you'll never know what's in locker 213.
Wait, that's the old locker room. Nobody goes in there anymore.
Yeah, not since.
Since the night shift supervisor disappeared.
How did you know that?
Sorry. It happened 7 years ago. Because you asked me. Because he asked me for advice, too. The vending machine whirs on. Go ahead, Martin. That candy's for you.
What's in it?
The truth.
Marty, don't touch it.
Rita, maybe it's time we listened.
Electrical hum, louder, lights flicker, the sound of machine's compressor shifts, a faint heartbeat-like rhythm. Good choice, Martin. Now, shall we begin?
Oh, my God.
I want to continue that story. I was getting into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really like that character, too. I think I'm going to go with that.
Which character?
Or my Rita. I want to develop it more.
Okay, yeah, we could continue that story. I wanted the voice to sound not human-like. I wanted it to sound like, not to have the regular rhythm of a human, to make it sound weird. Yes, Trevor, you sound weird. Okay, good. Well, so go ahead.
No, it's hard to know what a vending machine would sound like. Computer? Would it sound like a therapist?
Well, I don't know, but was it a vending machine or was it something in the vending machine? Like some kind of like haunting or like possession of the vending machine?
Yeah, that's...
So, what's this one? This is another,
okay.
It's a poem read by three people.
Interesting.
About, it's your prompt about the DMV. Do you want to read the prompt? The DMV one?
Two people meet in line at the DMV and slowly realize they both remember the same dream that they had last night together.
And we've written this in an epic poem style. So there's Nora, who's reflective, curious, slightly hesitant. James, practical, dry-humored, hides wonder beneath calm. And the third voice, mysterious, omnipresent narrator, the echo of the dream. So what do you want to do?
I'm going to go with James this time.
James?
Nora.
Okay, I guess I'm the voice again. Wait, do you guys think I'm weird?
No, you have that voice, though. You're a perfect part for it.
Okay, so this starts with me. Morning hum, DMV line, a queue of sighs, a hum of time. Number flash, C103, two strangers shift uneasily.
You were ahead of me, or maybe behind. That sense of already knowing, but never meeting eyes.
The carpet smelled of dust and heat and still. Your shoes, they scraped the dream same beat.
They dreamed of rivers made of glass, of stairs that led through moonlit grass, of words unspoken, half-remembered tunes, and a city lit by borrowed moons.
We stood there, license forms in hand, yet something ancient stirred like sand.
Did you dream of water? I dare to ask. Of floating keys and masts? And she turned, eyes wide opened. Yes, the door that whispered back?
Two mortals caught between sleep and day, their memories braided the waking way. Each thimble pulled, the thread more tight, bending day to the dream's dim light.
You were there when the stars fell upward. You laughed when the clocks forgot to turn.
And you carried the candle made of wind. It didn't burn. It remembered.
In a line at counter 7, they waited as numbers rolled by the dream, but the dream grew louder, echoing through the fluorescent sky.
I think we promised something there before we woke, before the air turned ordinary again.
Didn't we say we'd meet where paper meets glass? Did you know it meant this line? This bureaucratic shrine?
The clerk said, next, and spell snapped thin. You neither stepped forward. They stood caught within.
If dreams can fold across the seam of night and noon, then maybe this isn't chance. Maybe it's the dream continuing.
Then take my number, not for the forms, for the story we left undone.
And in that stale, flickering room, two signatures met across two worlds. The dream exhaled, soft as a sigh, and waited for the next renewal. We're supposed to all say this together. And
we are more than we recall.
We are the
echoes that dream through walls. And sometimes, when the waiting is long enough, we find each other again. Got really creepy at the end.
Amen. That sounded like, yeah.
I got really creepy at the end there. Well, okay, what do you think?
A little churchy. I mean, well, at least the whole chorus thing. Yeah. But I guess that's the whole Greek chorus, right?
The whole Greek. I guess that was kind of fun. So, what do you think of that one?
I've always wanted to write a song about meeting in the DMV. You know, like because when you're there, you know, it's a very lonely and full of solitude for the most part, and so I just had a lot of time thinking. So I think this is a great, because I think about these things and then I leave and I'm like, oh, that's a dumb idea.
You should like have a recorder with you or write them as you go. You could have it on watch. You could make recordings on your watch.
I did that once, for like 6 months. I would talk to myself as I drove back and forth to Southern California, and it's just hard listening to those things. But I did do like some deep dives into that type of stuff. I was like, oh, maybe this will be a podcast one day.
Was you driving back to Southern California for work, or was that...
Yeah, it was a work thing. I was working delivering cannabis.
Okay.
Yeah, flying down the highway from like 4 a.m. to like whatever, 7 p.m. and it's just a very lonely world. And after a while, you go through all the podcasts and things you're done listening to, and then it's just silence. And just like, oh, this is my life. I'm on a highway forever. So I started talking to myself, and eventually I moved on from that job because it was just, I hated not being home.
Yeah. Well, how long would you be gone?
Overnight for the most part, for like 3 times a week.
And are you kids with you full time, or were they with you full time?
No, they're not. No. So my son, I have like a custody arrangement with my son's mother, and so that was the hard part is about it. So I live here, of course, but I'd be commuting and traveling and working in all these other cities, and it's like that's not the life for me. I do like doing what I do. I've been doing massage therapy for 17 years, but after COVID, it was just like you can't really do that steadily. You have
a business in Sacramento?
Mm-hmm.
We'll give you information.
Well, it's called Mystic Heart Massage, and you can look it up.
How much is an hour?
It depends.
Yeah.
I usually about $100 an hour, and then there's a traveling fee and those type of things.
Okay. Okay. So what I have here is a short story from your prompts, but it's your time to read by yourself, right? So it's a short story we wrote from your prompt. I guess I'll read the prompt since this is the one you wrote is Lost and Found. Someone visits a lost and found desk that doesn't return object. It returns memories, relationships, or missed chances. And this is your story.
Okay. The sign outside was small and dusty. It said Lost and Found. It sat between the pawn shop and the laundromat and had been closed since 2008. No one had ever noticed the door unless they were looking for something they couldn't quite name. Mara noticed it on Wednesday. She wasn't looking for her wallet or her keys. She was looking for whatever it was that made her stop, feeling that she was in her own life. The bell around the door gave a sound like a sigh. Behind the counter sat a man in a vest of forgotten postcards. He didn't look up when he entered. He scribbled down something on a yellow tag. Shelves lined the walls, filled with boxes or umbrellas, but with faint glowing things. One shelf shimmered with echoes of laughter, another with the blur of faces no longer remembered. "Can I help you?" asked the man. His voice was steady as an old clock. Mara hesitated. I'm not sure what I lost. He smiled faintly. "That's common. Most people aren't. Take your time." On the counter sat a small brass bowl. It hummed, almost imperceptibly. "Place your hand over," he said. She did. Immediately, a flicker passed with her eyes. A summer day, 17 years old, sitting in the hood of a car beside someone whose name she'd almost forgotten. There had been music, cheap lemonade, a confession she never made. The man from that day had moved away. She told herself it didn't matter. But there, the moment burned bright again, sweet and unbearable. "You left this one behind," the attendant said softly, "on July 12th, 2023, just before sunset." Mara stepped back. "You're telling me you keep what, memories?" "Not keep. We hold them until someone claims them. He gestured to the shelves. That one, he nodded towards a small jar of light, is a first love never spoken. That one, that's a mother's forgiveness left too long unasked. And that, he pointed to a dark flickering box, is a goodbye that never got said. She looked around, heart thudding. Can I take mine back? He tilted his head. It isn't about taking, it's about remembering. Once you look, you can't unsee it. Sometimes people leave them here for reasons. Her throat tightened. I think I need to see it again. He nodded. Close your eyes. The shop dissolved. She was back on that summer hood, the boy laughing, her heart rising like it wanted to escape her chest. She remembered the way she almost told him she'd miss him, but didn't. She felt the ache that silence, heavy as a stone. She opened her eyes again, and the man behind the counter was watching her kindly. Most people think they lost things, he said, but really they lost moments. The trick is to not take them home. It's to let them live again, just once. She nodded, trembling. Then what happens? Then they go back where they belong, he said, inside you. The bell sighed again, and she stepped outside. The sign flickered, lost and found. Then dimmed to just found. For a moment, she could smell the summer air. And then it was gone. But this time she carried it with her.
Actually, I really liked it.
Yeah.
I really liked it. It was I think this could be developed into another story. Because I like the idea of it kind of reminded me of the Stephen King show, though, Needful Things. You know that movie, the book? It's a store owner that gives you what you need, but it has some curse attached.
Yeah, I feel like I've read that book. Or was there a movie ever made by it?
It was a movie made about it called Needful Things. Wow, so that's that story. You know what we need to read up here? We got a few more. We have a poem, and we have another play that I wrote, a wacky one. So we could do those. Hey, but let's talk about. I just realized when reading it, your first career, like you were a musician, right?
Yeah.
And so you still do gigs?
I don't do gigs so much because, like I said, after the pandemic, everything was kind of reevaluated and everything, and I realized how much energy I had spent over the past 20 years on people in bars who, could really care less about my music, and so that's what more about my show was about. Is I wanted to take my music and create lasting things with it, create sketches or videos or something like that. But I am still creating music. In fact, we just wrote a song yesterday. We just recorded a song, finished recording it. It's called This Halloween. And it's funny because I started writing this song when I was 18 years old. And I woke up from a fever dream. Yeah. At the time I was just born again, fundamentalist Christian, and I had this dream that I was using these telekinesis powers and evil. And so I woke up and I started writing this song. And then I just fiddled with it over the years. And so finally, now 30 years later, I'm making the most updated recording of it. And it's definitely the best. So is this a music? Where can we hear your music? Do you have music on any of the apps? Yeah. So it's on Spotify, although I don't really agree with Spotify and their politics and stuff and all those things. So I don't know how long I'll continue to do that. But it's on YouTube and Apple Music and all the other streaming programs. But I mostly listen to stuff on Spotify because it's easy, right?
Yeah,
but I know artists.
I know they don't pay artists well on Spotify.
Yeah, that and the CEO has invested a lot of money into making war machines, and so it's kind of a strange thing to be using the power of artists to be fueling, killing people. That
is a bit weird. So, well, I didn't know about that. Talking to the man whose podcast is really popular on Spotify.
Yeah.
So, gee, thanks. It might be off after this show.
Well, there's. Is that the only place you have your?
No. Apple and iHeart. radio and Amazon Music and YouTube and a few Castbox, a few other places. But a large portion of my listenership is coming from Spotify.
Yeah. It's easy, and I get that too. Like the only people who listen to my stuff is on Spotify. That's where I send people. So now we're coming to an ethical dilemma. As artists, do we really care? And does my impact make that much of a difference anyways? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, think about that. It's like, like you could boycott Spotify, but honestly, that might just affect you, right? Because Spotify is probably not going to care that much, right? And
yeah, exactly.
So
at this point, yeah. But if you're a bigger artist and you have more pull, I think that definitely says something when you make a statement like that by pulling your, your stuff. So,
well, I think the bigger artists need to do it. So what we have here is a play, and it's called The Great California Chicken Chase. It's a 3-person comedy by me, but AI wrote most of it. So we got Lenny, a down on his luck Uber driver with delusions of grandeur. Cora, a retired stuntwoman with a busted knee and a trunk full of questionable, quotes, souvenirs. Okay, and Diego, a conspiracy theory YouTuber who believes every freeway sign hides a code. Okay, so what you want to do?
I think I'm going to go with the Uber driver, Lenny.
Lenny, what you want to do? You want to do Cora? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm Diego. Okay. But you picked the girl that time.
That's fine.
I mean, are we presuming that Cora is a girl?
Oh, yeah, Cora
You can be whatever gender. There's no requirement. Okay. So who wants to read the FX stuff? Okay. Go ahead. Read the
Sure. Rooster crowing. Freeway traffic. You're telling me this $1 million chicken?
Not a chicken, the chicken. Goldie used to be a mascot for the world's biggest fried chicken chain until she vanished mid-commercial shoot in 98.
And according to my research, the Colonel's ghost encrypted her coordinates in a highway billboards between Sacramento and Barstow.
Okay, hear me out. Or maybe you're both nuts.
Nuts don't drive 12 hours for fame, sweetheart. They drive for glory.
And ad revenue. Don't forget ad revenue.
Car door slams. Tire screech. Desert wind. Sirens in distance.
Okay, so maybe borrowing the sheriff's megaphone wasn't my biggest move, my brightest move.
Well, we're wanted in 2 counties, Cora.
Correction 3. Hashtag Golden Chuck Heist is trending.
Good. Maybe someone will recognize the chicken.
You mean the one currently peeking out my dashboard?
She's trying to communicate, and she's pecking at your dashboard, by the way. Looking at her eyes, it's Morse code for drive faster.
That's not Morse code. That's poultry panic.
Oh, great. Now we're stuck in the Mojave Desert with a celebrity chicken. No spare.
At least the sunset's nice.
The sunset's a sign. Look, the rays form a triangle. Illuminati confirmed. The peckening. This is called the peckening.
How do you do a helicopter?
That doesn't sound like helicopter.
Sorry.
That doesn't sound like helicopter. Yeah, that's even worse. That's much, much worse.
News anchor, faintly audible. Today, news.
We're surrounded. The feds, animal control, and Channel 5.
That's it. Our 15 minutes of fame and possibly life.
Do not panic. I just got sponsorship offer from a crypto farm app.
Unless the app lays eggs. I don't care.
Wait, she's pecking in pattern.
Binary code. She's revealing the location of the real treasure.
Lenny, please tell me you're not.
I'm absolutely driving towards that mountain.
That's the Doyle voiceover again. And so, 3 unlikely heroes chase a dream, a chicken, and a rumor, proving once again that in California, madness isn't the destination. It's the freeway.
Surf and surf rock. So banjo and surf rock.
Okay, that was strange. What was that about?
Yeah, it was almost a story.
It was, yeah, that was a bit of a mess. So, okay, so I want you to read your poem, your tribute poem. So we read your tribute story to you, but you have to read your tribute poem for Sean.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. Is this iambic pentameter?
Yeah, that thing. That's easy for you to say.
Right.
Yeah.
In a city of concrete and radio static, he finds the heartbeat, hiding in the hum, a lens, a laugh, a late-night script. He builds his dreams from borrowed light. Some chase fame, Sean chases feeling, that flicker between words where truth slips through unannounced. He knows the secret language of shadows and take-twos, how a glance can say what dialogue will never. Every frame he touches breathes like a confession, unpolished, human, beautiful because it dares to be small. He's a man who believes that stories save us, not all at once, but piece by fragile piece. And somewhere beneath the hum of studio lights, you can hear him smile. Because for Sean Kilcoyne, it isn't performance, it's faith.
Yeah, wow. So what do you think of that?
Was that the same one you read earlier? Because I feel like, that was a...
No, that
wasn't.
Not,
this was a different one.
That was the one. That was your tribute story, and then we did that one, the poem that we all read together. That's a different one. I like this. Yeah, I like this stuff. I was trying to come up with something from your fourth prompt here. I didn't know what I could generate with that. Well, that's a musical.
Yeah, that one's a musical that I've been wrestling with in my head because that's where I did open mics for so long, for 20 years, and I met all these different characters. And so it's something I see and I want to do, and I want to develop it into a story. But it's like, is this going to be a feature? Is it going to be a short? It could be pretty cool to have local musicians involved with it as well.
It's something you could do as a live thing. So Sean, what's the message to kids to 20? I'm saying kids, but I mean like your daughter's age, 25 and above, right? 22 and above.
Yeah. What's the message?
What's the message? Like what do you wish somebody told 22-year-old Sean? Which, by the way, I like that your name Sean is spelled the Irish way.
Yeah. Thank you.
S-E-N.
Wow. I would just say, take everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Whether it's your parents' opinion or the opinion of the government, and always look for the synchronicity in life.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we're getting pretty close to the end here. We could do something else if you want to come up with an idea off the top of your head, if you can think of something right now.
Well, I just, as an inspiration for this story, you told me that I was going to be on the story, and the same day I got a little book from my work, and I just like, oh, well, it's a little journal, and maybe I'd write in it, and kind of give you an idea. It's a short thing. Do we have time for that?
Yeah. You want to read it now?
Yeah. So this is I got a little book from my job that says, "Be awesome today."
What's your job?
I'm a massage therapist, but I also, not only do I have private clients, but I also work at a shop too.
Okay, I see.
So, day one, it's Therapist Appreciation Week. We got you so many donuts. Honestly, so many donuts. I don't think the 12 of you could finish all of them before they get stale. But that's how much we appreciate you. We make sure that we distract you with sugary goodness. That way you'll forget about that you're all underpaid and undervalued in general. Don't think we do not appreciate you. Day two. Thank you for being here so bright and early. You know what they say about the early birds? Well, have you ever thought about those early worms? They're kind of like you. You have to get up even earlier than those early birds who just want to peck out your eyes and regurgitate you to their fledglings. So here's a candle to light your way through all the darkness, and a little journal that says, "Be awesome today." on the front, and it has a little cloud to get you through life's little clouds. We appreciate you. Day 3. Take the day off. You deserve it. You work tirelessly, and for over 2 years, you've settled in. We love that. And although you're not getting paid, of course, we'll still be here in 2 days for you. Hopefully, you'll have some time on your day off to wash your uniform. Take care of yourself and your family, and maybe even pick up a few private clients eventually so that you can afford a vacation in the future, sometime in the next few years. We love that idea so much for you. Day 4. Happy over the hump day. You made it. Over half the week is gone. Shipped into the past with all the misfortunes and regrets. Thursday is your day. You want to sleep all day? You got it. No one is counting on you to do anything right now but staying alive. Get some rest. Show up and be your best, because tomorrow the owners are stopping by. Not just to say hi, but also to get to know the real you. They want to know what keeps you coming back so often. And of course, thanks for continuing to showing up. And they want to show your appreciation too. Day 5. Hooray, you did it. You're still alive. We knew you could do it. What a beautiful day to be alive it is. We live in a time like no other in history. Outcome is always unknown, but you should be proud that you are one of the lucky ones who gets to find out. Have no doubt, that's what life is about. Day 6. Bon appetit. We have your favorite, fried chicken. Again, just like yesterday's lunch. We know it gives you comfort on these days. The feeling that everything is going to be okay is the feeling that we want to stay. So, just don't forget about that salad. It's our little way of letting you know that we know that you've been struggling with your weight, but we appreciate your efforts. Tomorrow, we'll have cake. Day 7. I love cake. That's all I wrote.
That was your week-long, like journaling about your work and stuff?
Yeah.
It reads more like a comedy piece than
Yeah. Well, it was just kind of like stream of consciousness. I thought, I didn't know what to expect coming on this show, so I thought, well, I'll write something particularly about this and about my day, because I got this little...
Be awesome today. Yeah, cool.
Be awesome today thing.
So, okay. Well, we have talked for almost an hour, so I better do my outro. But if you'll stay after the outro, I'm actually going to record the intro afterwards, so you can listen to that if you like. But if you guys would like to get involved, please go to spirittalkshow.com and have a good night. Say good night, Howie.
Good night. Good night, Sean.
Good night. Good night, Howie. Good night, Doyle.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for spending time with us. Now go make a story worth telling.